stop guessing on your ROI for your Facebook ads. If you've ever struggled to figure out what exactly the ROI projection is for your landscaping Facebook ads, then this video is for you. What's up, you guys? This is Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can start to project ROI for your Facebook advertising before you even spend a dime on ads. We're going to be jumping into some financial modeling, and I'm just going to show you some really simple tricks and tips on how you can know exactly what you're going to be projected to make from Facebook ads before you even go into Facebook and start spending some money. So we're just going to jump right into things here. And again, I'm going to be breaking down some financial modeling tools for you that you can use in your business to know, because this is the exact same system that we use with clients to be able to show them exactly what we project in ROI for their campaign based off the goals that they have. So let's jump right into things here. So the first thing that you need to understand when it comes to calculating ROI from Facebook ads is something called KPIs, which is called Key Performance Indicators. And basically what these are, I have identified 3 different KPIs that we're going to talk about that make it really simple for you to start projecting ROI for your Facebook advertising, right? So the first KPI that we're going to talk about is something called CPL. Now, you may have heard this term be thrown around by different marketers. Maybe you've read it online. Maybe you're not entirely sure of what it actually means. CPL stands for something called cost per lead, right? And pretty much what cost per lead means is how much are we spending to acquire a lead on Facebook ads. If you aren't familiar already, the way that Facebook ads works is that you're actually charged per lead if you're using what we recommend, lead forms on Facebook, where someone fills out a form. You're actually charged per lead that someone fills out on form there, and that's how Facebook charges. So you charge per lead on Facebook. And so you could start to calculate that and actually see, hey, what does it cost us to get a lead on Facebook, right? And so typically, what we want to do is identify certain benchmarks for us, because cost per lead can be all over the place depending on, the niche that you're in, depending on the strategy you're doing. But I'm going to give you a really solid benchmark that you should strive for that we see in our company. And I'm just going to give you like an idea of what that would look like, so then you have an idea of averages, right? So what I would recommend for a cost per lead on Facebook, assuming that you're doing lead forms and not running your ads to your website or a landing page, or let's say that you're not doing messaging ads. So there's an assumption I'm making here before I put down this cost per lead, is that you're doing lead forms, which is like native to Facebook's platform, which I recommend for you. So on lead forms, we would see a cost per lead anywhere around $20 to $50. Now, for some people, this is going to seem a little bit high, and for others, this is going to seem really cheap. And that goes back to what I was saying, is that you need to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. So this is for Facebook lead forms. Now, some of you might have a really high cost per lead. And if that's the case, then that means that your ads aren't dialed in. And I've got a couple other different videos that show you how to be able to basically make sure that your Facebook ads are performing at a top level. So I will link that video here somewhere. It's called the 7 strategies to take your Facebook ads to the next level for landscapers. So you can check that out. But what I would recommend is you want to get into a cost per lead range of around $20 to $50. This is going to be where you can start to actually scale things and make sure that you're on track for that. So for this financial modeling, I'm going to assume that you're coming in at $20 to $50 leads. That's an average. Obviously, for different niches within landscaping, this will vary a bit, but this is kind of the general range that you should be in for your cost per lead. All right, the next KPI that we're going to identify is going to be called AOV. Now, what AOV stands for is average order value, right? And so obviously your jobs, you're going to have different sizes of jobs, and those are going to come in at different order values, right? Maybe some jobs you do are going to be, lower ticket, then others are going to be doing our higher ticket. But for the purpose of this video, what we're going to do is just put an average order value for your jobs at $5,000. Right? For you, maybe your average job size would be 10,000. Maybe it's a little lower, maybe it's higher, whatever. But just for the purpose of this video, we're going to put down an average order value of $5,000. It's really important that we do this because we need to understand what is the average amount that we're charging per job, so then we can actually go back and start to do some financial modeling, right? So now that we have AOV, the last KPI that we're going to talk about is going to be your booking rate. And I actually realized there's one more KPI I forgot. So your booking rate. So what your booking rate is of the leads that you generate, how many of them are you actually booking in for an estimate, right? Because a lot of landscapers who are used to referrals and they don't do any Facebook ads or any kind of advertising, they just assume that their booking rate of the leads that they get is going to be like 100%, right? But that's not the case because these people don't know who you are typically, and they're going to be booking in at a lower rate than someone who is super warmed up and they already know who you are and they want to work with you, right? And so typically for the booking rate that you want to strive for, this is a minimum, is you want at least 50% of your leads to book in for an estimate. Now, for some of you guys, that's going to seem really low. And the purpose of this is because we want to be using conservative numbers to basically understand, what's the worst case and best case scenario. So what I would recommend is assume that you're going to have a 50% booking rate. That means of all your leads that come in, only 50% of them are going to receive an in-person estimate, right? So of those 50% that don't book in, maybe they're just not a right fit, maybe you're not able to get a hold of them, maybe they cancel the appointment, whatever. So I personally recommend that this is like the number you use for that KPI. And across most clients, this is kind of a typical booking rate, I would say. Some clients have a very high booking rate of 70, 80%. And then others are going to have much less than this. And that's where we would definitely want to work on appointment setting systems. So if your booking rate's any lower than 50%, that's definitely a problem. So you want to definitely, work on appointment setting, maybe make sure that you have some better systems in place for booking appointments from there. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to assume an average booking rate of 50%. And then the last KPI here that I almost forgot about, which is the most important, is going to be your close rate. So your close rate. So obviously, the whole point of doing this is to be able to actually get an ROI, right? And this is another one where, a lot of landscapers, if you're used to just referrals, you're going to think that your close rate is probably a lot higher than it will be with advertising, and that's perfectly normal. So with advertising, the close rate that you could expect of your estimate, is going to be no less than 30%. So basically what we want is of those estimates that we deliver at 50%, then we want all those estimates to close at 30%. Again, if the closing rate is lower than this, under 30%, that could be a problem, but it depends too on how high your average order value is, right? So if you're doing like $100,000 backyard oases, then you can have a much lower closing rate and it'll still make sense for you. So it's all about what makes sense for your business, but these are just some general numbers that I want to show you so you can do some financial modeling, right? So these are the key performance indicators that you want to write down and have clarity on. And once you have clarity on this, now what we can do for some financial modeling with Facebook ads is actually work backwards to understand, what would it actually take for you to hit your goals, right? So let's just go real quick. So let's say that, so we'll put here at the top. So let's say that your goal is to do 50 grand a month in Facebook ads in terms of sales, right? So you want to close 50,000 gross, not net, $50,000 in additional sales from Facebook ads. So we can actually work backwards from there. So basically, let's say that, so 50,000 is our goal, right? So between $20 and $50, let's say that we're just gonna come in at an average of $40 per lead just to be safe, right? So basically, the first thing that we would do is now we know, okay, $40 per lead, our average order value is going to be $5,000. So that means that we need to sell 10 jobs a month at $5,000 to make $50,000, right? So basically what we need to understand now is that we've got, all right, 10 of those jobs out of 50K. So we got to close 10 jobs. How are we going to close 10 jobs? Well, let's just work backwards from there, right? So basically what we need is to get 10 jobs would be 33 estimates, right? So, so booking rate, 33 estimates. So we would need 33 estimates, right? To get 10 jobs. 33 estimates. And so, like, remember what I said, 50%, right? So that means that we need 66 leads. So I'll put that number in red, actually. So we need 66 leads a month. And like I said, it's going to come in at $40 a lead, right? So 66 leads, $40 a lead. That means that we need 33 estimates, and 30% of 33, that's going to be 10 jobs, right? So we just work backwards, right? So basically, the way to do financial modeling is first what you want to do is know what your goal is, and then you want to know, okay, how many jobs would that be? So that would be 10 jobs if our AOV is 5,000 bucks. So then if we know, okay, I'm closing at an average of 30% of my estimates, then that means that we would need 33 estimates to land 10 jobs. Now all we do is then we times those estimates by 2, and that is going to get us to 66 leads, right? And so then what we would do to calculate, okay, how much do we actually need on ad spend, is you would do 66 times 40. So 66 times 40, I think I wrote it down, 26. So that would be, oh, different marker. So that would be 2,640 approximately. So that is what you would need in terms of a monthly ad spend to put yourself in the best possible position to get 66 leads, land 10 jobs at $5,000 a job roughly. So that is how you do financial modeling for Facebook ads for your landscaping business. And this is a really easy way for you to just jump in and know exactly what would this cost for me to come in and be able to land that, because the last thing that you want to do is come in and spend like $100 on Facebook ads and not actually be serious about your goals and then not really get anywhere without understanding any of these numbers, right? So I hope you found this video helpful. This is a really simple strategy that I would recommend for you to get a better idea of your Facebook ads before you're jumping in. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe so I can bring you more great videos like this. And you're watching this right now and you need help with your landscaping ads, then link is in the description. You can book a call with us. I'd be happy to speak with you. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.